everyone, it's Misty here. Welcome back to another Fannie Friday. Hi, hello, how you been? It's been a while since you've seen my face, so I thought I would throw on a little bit of makeup and come and say hi and let you know why we didn't have a video last week. So I think I sprained my wrist about 2.5 weeks ago, and I had worn a brace up until last Thursday. And I filmed the video for my channel and overdid it. And when I went to finish the card that I made for you guys today, I couldn't do it. So I had to miss last Friday, but today I have a finished card for you. I am sharing with you Tiana. I had the most perfect paper pad in my collection. I've probably had it 4 or 5 years, I don't know. But it was a princess collection from Simple Stories, and the paper is just so perfect. You probably saw from the thumbnail. So in today's video, I'm going to be coloring her for you. I'm going to share with you a new black skin color that I really liked on her, how I made her have dark black hair with like a brown undertone to it, and then how I royally screwed up trying to do the sparkle technique on her dress and how I fixed it. So, yeah. Anywho, today is the last day to make your first deposit for the online retreat, the virtual retreat, which is a Power Girls theme. All of that information is listed down below. What else? Everything that I use today that is Stamp Anything will also be listed down below. Those are affiliate links. So if you make a purchase, thank you so much. I earn a very small commission, and I appreciate it. So there's nothing, what else? Oh, there is a special Digi that's going to be available until, I believe, April 1st. And I will have that link down below. I'll try to remember to pop up a picture. I know Kevin is doing a video with that. There is a virtual online crop tomorrow, information about that. You can find all of this information in the Stamp Anything Facebook group, which is also linked down below. That was a lot of talky. So let's head over to the craft table and I'll walk you through today's Tiana card. All right, friends, I am doing a little bit of a different color story today for Tiana's skin. I'm using E39 to start, 15, 13, and then YR01. So I'm going to pull the E39 around her hairline and just pull it just a little bit down by her, like where her cheeks would be. And then I'm going to go over that and pull in the next color, which is E15. So I'm going to kind of put that on her cheeks, and then I'm going to go a little bit around her eyes, but leaving in the center so we can have it just a bit lighter. I used the hex chart from Sandy Allnock to kind of get this color combo, especially the YR01, because I wanted to make sure that she wasn't super dark, but I also wanted her a bit more red tone rather than like a cool tone brown. So I really love this color combination. I think it turned out really, really pretty. It's much prettier in real life than it is on camera. So I will have all of the Copic markers listed down below. So The Princess and the Frog is not my favorite Disney movie. That would be Cinderella. And hopefully we will get a Cinderella release at some point this year. But before I made any cards, I went back and watched The Princess and the Frog because I saw it. I don't think I saw it in theaters, but I hadn't seen it since the first time I'd seen it. And it was so much fun. I really loved it. It was fun to see it because, was it Frozen where the animation kind of changed? Like I've considered like Tiana and Belle and Ariel and maybe even Moana to be a little bit more of like the old school Disney princess, whereas like Anna and Elsa and whoever are a bit more, and I guess it's because they're more 3D rather than 2D. Anyway, I'm not here to wax poetic about animation, but it was just fun. It's such a fun movie. I'd completely forgotten about Mama Odie, and I just thought that whole, her whole song and stuff is just so much fun. So again, just kind of going in like I normally would. For her body, she has on gloves that go up to like her shoulder. So there's just that little bit around her neck. So I put the darkest color by her dress and then kind of worked my way up. For her hair, so I wanted her hair to be a very, very, very dark brown. And E4929 is kind of the darkest you can go. So I went ahead and used some neutral blacks, or grays. I'm using neutral gray 6 and 6 and 4. And I'm doing her hair like I would normally. So I'm doing it darker at the front, darker at the back, and then leaving that center part for a highlight. And then I'm going to go over it with brown. And again, this is something that you have to see in person. And here I'm just adding more of the brown on her skin. And then I'm going to go in with her hairline. That's kind of where this came from. And add that brown. And I was like, oh, I really, really like this together. I actually did this on the side before I even started filming this, and I really liked the way it worked out. And again, I wanted something really, really deep, but I wanted her to have this kind of red, warm tone, kind of black, and there really isn't a gray to do that other than warm gray, and that still kind of pulls more like a taupey gray than it would a red gray. So I'm just going over it with E29, and again, I really, really like how it turned out. I think that's such a fun combo, and I encourage you to try it out if you color her hair. So yeah, really, really pretty, really fun. She's so pretty. I love her dress. It's just so pretty. And Anne did such a good job on the illustration. I love it so much. Did you guys know she draws with her mouse? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I can't even draw with a pencil, let alone with a mouse. But yeah, so for her kind of bouffant in the back, I just went with one color and then went over it with the E, because I mean, you can barely see it as it is. And her crown is going to be kind of the main, her crown, her tiara. What are we calling that? I mean, it's leaves. What are we calling it? Her tiara and her dress are going to kind of take center stage. So I am using really light greens and yellows because the picture I have is like her kind of layers are darker than like the skirt. Like her skirt is darker than the dress. Misty words. So I used YG00, YG03, YG01, 25, and then Y11. Now, at the bottom of her skirt, I should have stopped here, and then I brought in this yellow, and I was like, dang it, I hated it, but I was able to go over it again with a bit more of a green, and it toned that yellow down just a little bit. But once doing that, once I kind of toned it back down, then I actually really like how the color turned out. And here you can see where I had my phone and I had her dress pulled up because I wanted to at least get the color right. So yeah. I actually lost the footage of me coloring the rest of her dress and doing like the glitter. I tried to do it. Betty is the master of this, where you use like different colors of Copics and you just put dots and then you go over it with the white gel pen. And I tried that, and here it looks fine, but in person it looks like garbage. I hate white gel pens with the passion of 10,000 mens. I have the Signo and I have the Jelly Roll, and both of them, I hate them both. And I was in a group and someone said how they put it like on a heating pad for like 30 minutes and then they use it. I'm like, that is too much work for a stinking pen. So anyway, I just couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to, so I just hated it. But I have all of this glitter that I wanted to use, and so I pulled this out. I'm just using some Tombow Mono liquid glue to fill in her kind of the over layers of her dress, and I'm going to put it also on her crown, or tiara. And again, I'm sorry that I lost that footage, but you didn't really miss much. So this glitter just came in a pack that I got off Amazon. Why did I pick glitter? I don't remember. I think because I didn't have any glitter. But yeah. Okay, for her little frog friend, I'm doing G17, 05, and 02. And then I'm going to add a couple of dots from one of the browns on his body. So as you can see, I added the two little dots on her pupil. That's not something I normally do. I was trying to do something completely different, and I was like, Misty, this just looks like garbage. So you can always fix it. It is just paper. Here I'm looking for the perfect green, gel pen to add a little green to an earring. And then, yeah, so here's what she looks like in real time. She's very sparkly. I love the pink in that glitter. It's kind of iridescent, because here's the paper. Is this not the best paper ever? This is a frog with a crown. I mean, come on now. And it's got pink, and then there's these words. And this may actually be like 6, 7, 8 years old and not just 2, 3, 4 years old. It's definitely before the pandemic. So yeah, so I was considering using the the fleur-de-lis stencil, but I decided against it. So I had this thought where either she would look like she was in a vignette, like in a fancy house, or it would look like she's coming down a hallway. Now, the one thing I don't remember is us seeing her at a castle. Like, I don't remember her being at a castle. And maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But I don't remember her going to Naveen's. Like, didn't they open their restaurant and she was just where she was? So, yeah. Anyway. Listen, these are the things that go through my head when I'm creating, like, cards. Like, I have this idea, this thought. Sometimes the characters are kind of live, and how can I make that look like it would have popped up in my head? So yeah, so I am using this paper again. This is from Simple Stories eons ago. I don't even know if you'd be able to find it anywhere. And then I'm using some arched dies. I'm also using the A2 card front dies, I think is what they're called. Those may be retired. If they're not, I will link them down below. But I wanted her to be in front of this kind of word font text print, and then I wanted it to look like there were like two different levels before her with the arch. So I went ahead and cut down this extra piece of glitter paper that I have, and I went ahead and cut her out and also cut out that paper. Now, I didn't let her dry long enough, spoiler alert, but I put a piece of paper on top of her and she worked out beautifully. I should have done that to the other paper. Maybe I just need to buy new plates and start again. I don't know. It's too much. It's too much, you guys. So, like a dodo bird, I cut this paper the exact same size or a little bit smaller than the top layer, and I wanted to make sure that I lined the arches up. So I am going from behind and I'm just lining up this glitter paper with the card front paper so I can get this exactly where I want it. And that's where I realized that's the wrong one. So here's what it's going to look like after I cut it out. So it's going to have the arch, and it's going to be the frog paper, then the glitter paper, then Tiana in front of the other paper. And that's kind of where my thought process went there. So here's what it looks like. And then I am bringing in a piece of white paper. I like to score this first. So I scored it at 5.5 and then I cut it at 4.25. That gave me 2 card bases that were already scored. So I can use the other one in a different card. Now, next week's card, I think the way it is in my head, it's going to be a slimline card, but I haven't finished it yet. So we're both going to be surprised. Surprise. So this is the back layer, and then I'm going to bring in some Scotch mounting foam, and I'm going to cover the entire back of the card front. Before I do that, though, I'm going to add some liquid glue so I can get these glued together, because at this point they were just in the cardstock, with washi tape. And then this is why I hate liquid glue, because I got it everywhere. So yeah, story of my life. Story of my life. Have you ever listened to the lyrics of that song? This voiceover is all over the place. I apologize. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Plus it's been a very stressful couple of days. So my brain is sort of shut down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get this Scotch mounting foam in the back. You can see there I added some more washi tape. This glitter paper has a texture, so you're going to need a really strong glue. I could have actually probably used like a tear and tape or score tape. The only problem with that is I was afraid I was going to get it crooked and I wouldn't be able to move it and I would have ruined it. And this is the only full sheet of this frog paper that I had, and I wanted it to be front and center. So I got that all lined up, and then I'm going to add, I'm going to use an adhesive eraser. You see how much extra adhesive I got on this thing. So this is a Xyron adhesive eraser. You basically it just balls up the glue and you can remove it. And I've had that thing now for probably 5 or 6 years. So I'm going to add some more of the Scotch foam to the back of her. I just was taking off some of the washi tape. After I do that, this is it. Oh, I'm going to stamp a sentiment. I forgot. So yeah, I love this card so much. And I love that it came out of my head the way that it looked in my head. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. And again, I really love the skin color combo. I think the addition of the YR1 just kind of, so what it does is you just kind of push the marker into the paper even more. That's why the back of her was so saturated. And so it was able to lighten up that middle of her face just a little bit. And I really, really like that. So we'll have to see. I am going to be coloring both of them again next week. Like I mentioned, did I mention? I think I did. I'm going to be using the Waitress stamp and Naveen for next week's card. So once I get this adhered, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. Again, I apologize that this is all over the place, but that's my head. Plus, I had a lot of caffeine today, I think. No, I didn't. I had one coffee. Misty, whatever. All right, this is what she looks like in all of her glory. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the Facebook group for all the info that you need. Find all the links in the description box down below. We will see you in our next video. Bye for now.